welcome back to the Johnson Fitness and Wellness podcast. Today, I have the privilege of being joined by Shaun McWilliams, the project manager over at Universal Containers, a company who convert containers, which I'm sure you'll be able to see in his background, into gym rooms for people in their homes. So, Shaun, let's start off by telling us a bit about your background and how you became involved within the fitness space.
Yeah, okay. So, hi guys. Yeah, as Jay said, I'm called Shaun. I work at Universal Containers. I have done now for 8 years this month. Yeah, get involved in shipping container conversions predominantly. And as Jay's saying there, pretty much over the last 3-4 years now, specifically the gym style containers have escalated, and a lot of people are having gyms at home, so it's becoming a big part of the business. Yeah.
So how have you seen that kind of side of the business evolve in the last few years? I know you said that you guys started it from around like COVID time. So how have you seen it evolve since then till now?
Well, pre-COVID, we probably had a couple of orders a year for gyms. I don't know, maybe 1, 2, 3 a year. And then since COVID, when all gyms were shut, everyone's got the idea of doing it themselves, haven't they, in their own house? So getting more like 10 a year. And then now, 5 years later, we get inquiries every day now for gyms.
Yeah, it's mad, and it's crazy how much it's changed. Okay, so when a client says to you, "I want a home gym. This is what I want." What does that typically mean to you guys?
It's just another project to get on with. So basically, they're the ones we like, really, where beauty is obviously every container is bespoke. So we like speaking with a client, getting a feel for what they're into gym wise, whether it be strength, cardio, high rocks, anything like that. So yeah, every phone call we get is different. So
what?
Yeah.
So what is your philosophy normally when it comes to designing them? So, so give us a bit of background. So how do you convert your containers? So how do you go from a standard container that we see behind you to it being in someone's garden and fully decked out?
Yeah, so basically, obviously, it starts with a phone call or an email from the customer. We get a rough design, what they've got in mind. We share some ideas of previous containers we've done. We come up with CAD drawings, different types of layouts. Get involved into what sort of equipment they want, what we offer. And then, take it from there, really. I mean, we have to weigh up, obviously, the client's space, obviously, to determine what size container to begin with, whether it be 40 foot, 20 foot, 10 foot. We can link them together side by side to create a bigger space. So, yeah.
So you've got loads of different availability and loads of different options that you can kind of provide.
Yeah, correct, Jay. Yeah. So once the design's finalised, it'd just be a case of getting that container into a workshop, doing all the cutouts, fabrication-wise, get it painted. Then it goes into the joinery shop where some customers don't go that far. Some customers just have the container with a bit of glazing in or a roll shuttering. But then obviously we can fit them out as well on the inside.
Yeah, for sure.
Like any sort of wall finishes, insulate them and stuff. Do the electrics. And
so
then
do you approach them in more a functional training space or kind of like a part of the lifestyle that they then incorporate into their day-to-day?
Depends on their personal preference, to be honest with you. Yeah, whatever they prefer to have. Some customers don't go all out gym; they go maybe half, bit of space just for themselves to chill out in with, I don't know, a couple of dumbbells or whatever. And then some people want a full blown pull-up bars here, treadmill. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
It's probably an equal split, to be fair.
So when a client emails you or calls you and kind of makes that first inquiry, what are like the first three things that you consider when it comes to designing and then providing?
Yeah, so obviously the main one to consider is probably access to the client's location where they want the container sited. That's probably number one, because obviously it could be a non-starter, couldn't it? If they're in a terraced house, for example,
Yeah,
and
of
you
course.
can't get it in the back garden or something. So that's probably first. Second is to, I'd say maybe see what they're into. You know, whether it be cardio, whether it be strength conditioning.
Hmm.
Get a feel about them first, what they want inside it. And then secondly, I think it's probably the appearance more than anything. You
Okay.
know, do they want it to look like a nice garden room with maybe like a bifold door, or do they want it like a rough and ready lock up gym? You know,
Yep.
some people are into that rawness look, aren't they? So I'd say they're the three things.
So do you find that people, so the people that you're providing these containers to, do you find that they prefer the gym aspect than they do the aesthetic look, or do you find that it's a bit of a 50-50? What do you find?
Probably a bit of a 50-50, to be fair. We've done a gym for a golf club recently in Essex,
Nice.
and basically it's like a high end chain of golf clubs, and they wanted it to look nice on the eye, you know, for the golfers just passing by.
Yeah.
So I had like a nice bifold door to it, big glazed panels, and nice mirrors, nice paneling on the wall and stuff. And then I'd say a lot of the day to day users who's having one in the back garden, like the more, I'd say not basic, but like scaled back version.
Yeah.
You know, where it's like, for example, like OSB lined walls, you know, like the chipboard walls, like the
Yeah. Yeah.
industrial look. Yeah, yeah. So I say
So,
just
so within your designs, how important, because like you said, you can do 10, 20, 40 feet, square feet. You can do containers together. How important within your designs is zoning? So, for example, cardio spaces, strength spaces. Do you combine them together when you design them?
yeah. I mean, obviously you've got no choice on the smaller cabins. You know, the
Hmm.
smaller containers, they've got to be. You're not going to wait. You're not going to be able to put partition walls
Yeah,
in and
of
stuff
course.
because you're going to want the big space. But then again, client dependent, entirely up to them guys what they want.
So, have you have?
I don't think it's too important personally. I mean, like the gym, the day to day gym, for example,
Mhm.
seems to all be a bit integrated, doesn't it? Anyway,
True. So obviously with containers, in the midst of the summer and it's really warm and that kind of
yeah,
how important is ventilation? How important is lighting? How important is that kind of stuff to your design?
yeah, definitely. Obviously, the containers in the mid August when it's roasting, for example, they are a sweat box.
Yeah.
Obviously, you just walk in an empty container, you're sweating already. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? So yeah, we've got to think about putting air conditioning in them. We do that a lot nowadays. Lining them out, specifically the ceiling more than anything.
Okay.
Get some insulation in the ceiling to keep it cool. And then, but I suppose the beauty of container gyms at home, where they're in a garden, they like they like to be open anyway as well, so they can do a
Yeah.
bit of training outside. You know, drag their equipment out, so there's more
Got the
space to work
flexibility
out.
kind of thing.
Yeah. So I'd say in the summer, a lot of the container gyms we put big doors in anyway, or big roller shutters.
Hmm.
So there's always airflow anyway in a gym.
But along with that, you do the aircon and you do the lighting and that
Yeah,
kind of stuff.
yeah. But then obviously the aircon can be heat as well. So in the winter, you can just put it on heat mode.
Oh, nice. So, because
Yeah,
that
yeah,
was then my next question is in the middle of
yeah,
winter, I can imagine they're very, very cold
yeah,
things to get into.
yeah,
So you can provide both and kind
yeah,
of. So do you find that when you're doing that for a client, that's kind of one of their main priorities? Is it something that they're concerned about?
yeah, yeah, 100%. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Temperature control.
Amazing. So when designing, do you design with adaptability in mind? So when someone is starting their fitness journey and they say, look, I'm just starting, I want something small in the back garden. Do you design something that then, let's say in 5 years' time, they might come back to you and say, look, I need something bigger. Like, can we upgrade? Do I need to buy a whole new
Yeah.
container? Like, can you do that kind of stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I suppose naturally with containers, they're like Lego blocks, aren't they? So,
Hmm.
say for example, a customer starts with a 10 foot, you could always add a 10 foot.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Make it a 20, or if it's still in reasonable nick, we could part X it. We could say, oh, we could do it a 20 foot, and we'll buy that 10 foot back off you.
Oh, nice.
Do a straight swap, or yeah, anything like that. To be honest, so naturally containers, they are future proof anyway. Can be swapped and changed, can be cut into, extended. So,
Okay,
yeah.
so what kind of styles are currently trending? So what kind of do you kind of have like a one style kind of fits all, or is it a case of it's case by case? What do you find at the moment you're getting requests for a lot of?
Yeah, I'd say it's like case by case, but I mean, a lot of them nowadays are going for like we can, rather than inside the container, we can bring stuff out, so we can put pull-up bars on mounted to the side of the containers and things like that. I think a lot of people are into like high rocks and CrossFit and
Yeah, of
stuff
course, yeah.
nowadays, so we get loads of rope climbing with mount brackets to the
Yeah.
container coming off.
Yeah, that makes sense, yeah.
Yeah. Rowing machines, dumbbells. Do you know what I mean? Anything. Yeah.
So with that, with the design kind of thing, um, how do you use materials, lighting, textures, all that kind of stuff to influence motivation and calmness within the spaces?
Yeah. Well, we offer a whole range of internal fit outs. So if a customer likes simple plasterboard walls, they can always have it just plain white if they wanted to. Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean? Where people like that, don't they? Just
yeah, of course.
yeah. Or we could put the industrial chipboard look in.
Okay.
Yeah, we try and quiz the client a bit first before coming up with the internals. You know,
Try
see
and
what.
try and find out what they want and
Yeah,
how they want it. And okay,
yeah, exactly.
fine.
Yeah.
And then are there any like design features that your clients are consistently asking for in 2025? So is there anything that you're noticing on a regular basis?
I'd say a lot of clients nowadays, specifically when they're in a garden, when the containers are going in their garden, they like big glazed panels, you know,
Mhm.
natural light and the look of them on the outside, you know, say so you can get away with it not being a gym as well if you
Yeah,
wanted
of
it to
course.
be.
Yeah.
You could easily, I don't know, you're having a garden party for your 40th or whatever, you can always strip the gym out, use it as a bit of a garden room as
Yeah,
well.
for sure.
So yeah, so I think a
So
lot
it
of
gives
clients
that
are
kind of adaptability to kind
yeah,
of
yeah.
do what you like with it. That makes sense.
Yeah, so like
So go on. Sorry, after you go on.
no, I was going to say like bifolding doors. They're quite common
Nice. So
in gyms.
with that, so obviously, I know you've mentioned the garden. Where else do you find people tend to put them?
So we've done, like I say, we did that golf club. That was one. We've done we do a lot of paddle clubs nowadays.
Nice.
Plus, I think that's taking off, isn't it? Paddle.
Yeah, absolutely.
So non-stop doing containers for paddle clubs. So some of them are going inside industrial units.
Hmm.
You find in workplace car parks. You know, we've got 240 foots on our car park for our lads, our fabricators, our welders to use.
Nice.
So like you find it like
So there
everyday
are loads
business.
of different kind of places that it's not
Yeah.
just like the residential kind of thing.
Mm.
There
No.
are
Yeah, your
external.
everyday office workplace is one of them now. So yeah,
Nice.
could put one in.
When it comes to collaboration, when
Yeah.
you're working with a gym equipment provider and brand, what does effective collaboration look like to you? So how do you make that work best?
Uh, Cheaper the better. No. um, Don't really know the answer to that, to be honest. I'd say
Is it just a case of making sure that they provide the right kind of product? Is there like a specific kind of product that you generally get asked for? Is there?
Yeah, so obviously with them being in containers, some people obviously are limited on space. So
Mhm.
things like your adjustable dumbbells, they obviously come in handy because they take up less room. Fold down squat racks. Space saving is quite obviously something to think about in containers. So obviously we try and get that type of equipment incorporated. Yeah.
Of course. So with that, how early in the design process of the containers? So
Yeah.
from the outside looking in, you get a brand new container. How early in the design process should you kind of choose the fitness equipment and have that specified?
Probably straight away, to be honest with you. Because obviously nailing down what the customer wants in there, equipment wise, obviously could alter where we put things like windows and doors.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? Say someone's having a big treadmill, that might blank off a full wall. Do you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I'd say pretty much straight away.
And then work everything else around
Yeah.
that.
Probably get a feel for the customer space first, if you can get it in, and then internal layout and equipment. Yeah, I'd say they're the first three.
So next then, so where do you kind of see because what you do is pretty unique, I think it's fair to say. Where do you see your world in the home fitness, so the container conversions? Where do you see that heading within the next 5 years?
I mean, hopefully, if the last 5 years are anything to go by, it just carries on that same trajectory. Hopefully, it just keeps going and going. And
how many do you do a year?
I'd say 30, over 30 now, 30, 40. So that's a couple of months in it, 2-3 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's a lot of containers.
Yeah, a lot of containers. Yeah, and then that's just the gyms. So
yeah, the other side of the business is
the other side.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Well, final question from me. If budget was no issue, and space was no issue, you could do whatever you wanted to, as many of them containers as you liked. What does the ideal container gym look like?
For me personally, for me, I'm into running, so I'd like a full Olympic size running track in there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
just a massive. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Do you do much strength or?
Yeah, I do. To be fair, yeah, try to.
So you'd stick some strength and couple of machines, but you're bigger in your running, so you'd have a massive running track and a big old treadmill
and a hot tub.
And a hot tub. There you go. There we go. We're getting somewhere.
There you go.
Ice bath and a sauna and
and a bar for afterwards.
just to outdo all the hard work that you've put in.
That's it. Yeah.
Amazing. Well, Shaun, thank you very much for coming on, my friend.
No worries, Jay.
It's been very insightful. Let everyone know where they can find you.
Yeah, so we're based in Manchester, well, on the outskirts of Manchester, a place called Earlham. Our website's universal-containers.com. Just type us into Google, we'll come up straight away. And yeah, just general Facebook, Instagram, we're on all them platforms. So yeah, amazing. Easy to find us, really.
Brilliant. Well, thanks for talking, buddy. We will definitely, hopefully, speak again soon. Again, thank you very much.
All right. Cheers, Jay. Thanks, guys.